What is happening, everybody? Nick Albrici here, back. Week 6 NFL picks and predictions. Let me adjust this a little bit here. Here you go. Here we go. Here on a Tuesday. Because I got something going on tomorrow. So Tuesday video this week. So I'm sure things are going to be changing and shit. But hey, Vikings got the win on Sunday. Shouldn't have been that close, but exception. We have so many players hurt. It's unbelievable. Key players, not backups. Key guys. We put a backup offensive line. Still held Myles Garrett in check. So the Vikings, at least they got their win. They're on a much needed bye. Well, we're going to be well rested and then come back for the. It's not really the second half of the season because their bye's early. Like if their bye was week 9, I would say second half of the season. So come back for a gauntlet of a schedule they have coming up. They have 4 very tough games. So here we go. So not quite the midway point yet, but almost there. Basically, middle of October coming up. Halloween season. You can see a little ghost guy behind me. All this shit we put out here in the house. So let's get into it. Last week I shit the bed on my predictions. 7-7 I went. That was probably my worst week I think I've ever had. I've never went under 500. But I almost. I have the Browns at a 1. My overall record is 53-24. So I got this nice shirt. I didn't have this. Last videos I didn't have this. This is the first time I wore this in a video. I got this over the off season. A nice, gotta support the best receiver in the league. On track to be the greatest of all time. Jerry Rice for now, but Jefferson's climbing. And Jefferson's doing this with 75,000 different QBs. So let's get into the video. All right, so Thursday Night Football. Eagles at Giants. Eagles are 6.5. Over-under is 40.5. I don't even buy this game. To be honest, coming into the year, shouldn't even been thought of a primetime game. The Eagles again. Look, last week they fucked around. They had that game won, but they didn't hand it off to their hero, Saquon. Denver went in. They looked like shit in the first 3 quarters of Broncos. I thought the Eagles had the game won, but shows you they couldn't do clock management. So Eagles again. That's been 5 games they played. 5 games they looked like shit, and you can't say, you can't say, well, we have guys. No, you guys don't have as many guys here as the Vikings do. The Vikings have their quarterback out, their running back out, guys on defense out, guys on IR, starting right tackles are out, left tackles. Darisaw was out before, and then your wide receiver suspended. The Eagles have who? Nakobe Dean out, big deal. The guy's not even he's not that good. It's again everybody in this area. Eagles players, they talk up guys like Zach Bourne and shit. You didn't hear anything about him before he came to Eagles territory. Eagles fans talk him up. So, so that's all I'm saying. But I think the Eagles do win this game because the Giants are just that bad. I said the Eagles win this game here, 31-17. They're gonna wound the Philadelphia area on Thursday night because the Phillies shit the bed Saturday, the Eagles shit the bed Sunday, and the Phillies shit the bed last night. And today they got a break. Today they're like, wake us up. And then tomorrow the Dodgers will finish them off. And boy, what happened to the Phillies? I mean, I predicted that. Everybody knew that was coming. But, so, and then the Eagles are going to wound everybody on Thursday. So here's your win. All right. And then we go on to Sunday. Another London special. We have the Broncos at the Jets. Denver 7.5. Over-under is 43.5. Yeah, I mean, the Broncos should win this game. The Jets are the last winless team in football. But again, hungry teams that have no wins, they tend to be hungry. And Denver coming off this emotional win, it could be one of those games. It could be one of those games where the Broncos lose by 3. But I'm not banking on that. I'm going to take the Broncos, which remember I said that. Because, the Jets roster is not that bad. They're just 0-5 because I guess, I don't know. I guess the teams they played are better. I don't know. But I'd say the Broncos win. It's going to be close. Like all these Ireland/London/Germany/Brazil/ next year Australia, whatever games. God, what's next? NFL's going to hold a game in Russia. So Denver wins. I'm going to say Broncos win. I'm going to say 24-17. It's on paper, this looks like a high spread, but I think these teams are closer to talent than some might think they are. I mean, Denver's 3-2, but again, they won the other day because their defense kept them in the game. If their defense was like the Ravens' day, the Eagles would have blew them out because Denver's offense isn't that good. So it's just how it is. I mean, it's gonna be a close. I think it's gonna be a close game. And then we got the Cardinals at the Colts. Indy 6.5 over under 47.5. We're on the 1 o'clock window now. Yeah, the Colts would win this game easily. The Cardinals really fucked up last week. They had that game won. DeMarco's fumbling, going to the end zone, dropping a ball before you get. If I was a coach and I saw my player do that, he would have been benched for the rest of the game and some of the next game. Or in a scenario you just lost that game, I'd fucking release him. DeMarco is on a name. I mean, he's not a name. I'd release him. He's not that good. So the Cardinals fucked themselves last week. So I think the Colts win this game. I said the Colts win 27-17. Kyler Murray just isn't the answer. I don't know how long they're going to keep putting him out there and seeing as he came and throw across the line of scrimmage. He's too small. I just don't understand it, but whatever. I mean, they want to keep doing it. And then we got the Chargers at the Dolphins. Chargers are 4.5. Over under 43.5. The Chargers are all banged. They're getting banged up. And I was telling people after they lost to the Giants, here comes the Chargers' downfall. Every year they start out hot or they have a hot streak and then they just cool off. They're not a team I can sit here and take seriously. They're all banged up. Their line's banged up. Hampton's out the next 4 games. But I do think they're going to have enough power to beat the Dolphins. Miami's just an absolute mess. I don't even understand how the coach isn't fired, any of the coordinators. Miami's just a mess. So I'm going to take the Chargers here. I think it's going to be close because they're going across country. It's just one of those games. I'm going to say Chargers win 26-21. Tua might be going down the field late. He'll fumble. He'll throw a pick. That guy, he's another one, just like Kyler Murray. Not the answer at quarterback. But these teams are so stupid they pay these fraud guys. But and then we got the Patriots at the Saints. Patriots are 3.5. Over under 43.5. And this game's a little bit of a weird line. Patriots coming off that emotional win last week against the Bills, that huge upset. But the Saints, they finally got a win. I mean, that game was a toss-up between them and the Giants. I mean, I just like the Giants better because the Giants have a better team than the Saints. That's why I picked them. But I think the Patriots win this game here. I don't see how the Saints could win 2 games in a row. I just can't. That's just unheard of. So give me the Patriots here. I'm going to say 24-16, New England. And then we got the Browns at the Steelers. This game I'm going to put as my lock of the week. I think the Steelers coming off the bye here. Obviously, we have Green Bay. Games like that are easy locks. But this game right here, I think this is the lock of the week. The realistic lock of the week, not the obvious. The realistic. Steelers coming off a bye. Browns just came from overseas, not going on a bye. So that's a huge advantage for the pit because Browns could be jet lagged. So give me the Steelers here. I think the Steelers win by 2 scores. I'm going to say a 31-16 type of affair. This is Dylan Gabriel's team because Flacco just got traded to Cincinnati today. It's Gabriel's team for now until Shador is back. But you know what? He didn't look too bad last week, Gabriel. He missed some throws. It's going to happen, but no picks against his Flores defense. But, I mean, he didn't look too bad, but I think in the long run, Sanders will obviously be better. Not obviously it's the name and where he was and his skill set, but I just think he's just overall better talent. But Steelers are the lock of the week. I just think being home like that, especially coming off a bye and having them travel from overseas and then back on the road is a huge disadvantage for Cleveland. And then we got Cowboys at the Panthers. Dallas is 3.5. Over under 49.5. Yeah, Panthers, they looked good last week. I predicted that. I said on here they're going to come back. They're going to win. They're going to, Miami. You just can't put faith in them. So, I do think the Cowboys win this game though. I just think, they're just the better offense. But the Panthers' offense against Dallas is probably the third worst defense in football. Bengals got the worst day. Ravens have the second worst. Dallas is the third worst defense. But Panthers will be able to hang up some points here. I think this might be the highest scoring game of the day, personally. So I'm going to say the Cowboys win here 34-28. I don't know. I just think this is one of those games on Red Zone they're going to constantly be showing it. Back and forth, back and forth. You know what I mean? Just one of those games where they can't stop one another, and then Dallas will make that stop because, they're just not because they're the better team, because Dak's a better quarterback than Bryce Young, so you expect Young to throw a pick or something like that. So I think it's gonna be the highest scoring game of probably the week in my book. So but Cowboys win. And then we got Seahawks Jaguars. Jacksonville's 1.5 over under 46.5. Man, I mean, I don't know how the Jags are 4-1. I don't know how. I think they're like a fraud 4-1. They beat Kansas City last night. Kansas City's they looked like not a mess, but just like outmatched this year. I don't know what it is. But I'll take the Jaguars at home. I think Seattle cross country game like this. They came off a bad loss. I do get that, but I just think the way the Jags are playing right now, and I just don't see how the Seahawks are going to be able to stop them. I just don't see it. Darnold, he should have a good game. Especially Jake Bush should have a good game. But I just feel like the Jags being at home is the advantage here. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas. I just think those guys are just going to be a lot to handle for Seattle secondary. So I'm going to say 28-23, Jacksonville. Again, that's probably that. Other than probably that game, that and these last two games I named are probably the most too entertaining at a 1 o'clock window. And then the last 1 o'clock game is the Rams at the Ravens. Rams are 7.5, over under 44.5. Even if Lamar was playing this game, I'd be picking the Rams because they had enough time to prepare. And then it just, I don't know. The Ravens to me just don't do anything for me. I told you, Harbaugh's a dupe. I mean, I just don't know when they're going to just let him go and fire him. I have no idea when the Ravens' bye is, so maybe, I doubt it happens mid-year. But, yeah, the Rams have more time to prepare here. So, even if Lamar was playing, I'd be taking the Rams. So, I'll take the Rams here I'll take them by a solid 2 touchdowns. I'll say a 13-point win for them. I think the Ravens will be able to move the ball better than they did last week because the Rams' defense is not as good as Houston's. So, because Houston's got a good secondary. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 30. I'm gonna say like 34-21, Rams. I don't know. I just think this game right here. I just think it's just one of those games where the Rams are gonna win, but it's hard to explain. They're gonna win, but I don't know. I just don't know how to explain. They're gonna win, but the Ravens are gonna stay with them a little bit, and then the Rams are gonna pull away. It's gonna be one of those weird games. But all along, the Rams got this. The Rams got this. All right, and then So all right. So the only two before I get them, the only two teams on bye this week are the Vikings and Texans. So it's the only 2 bye weeks. And then we got 4 o'clock window. Titans, Raiders. Oh, boy. Who cares about this shit? I want to blow past these next 2 games. Raiders are 4.5. Over under 41.5. Tennessee, they got lucky last week. Shouldn't have won. But the Raiders, they fucking can't do anything right since week 1. But I'll take the Raiders at home. Tennessee going back across country again. That's not that good. It's not recipe for success. So I'll take the Raiders to get back on track here. I'll take them here 28-17. I just think Tennessee's offense won't be able to just do much again unless the fourth quarter. But Raiders win. And then we got the Bengals at the Packers. Green Bay's 14.5. Over under 44.5. Flacco, Browning, whoever starts here for the Browns, or for the Bengals, I really don't think it matters. Green Bay coming off the bye. Yeah, they get this team. Now, since he was fully healthy with Burrow and shit, this would probably be obviously a great game. Um, but it's obviously he's not there. So Green Bay's gonna win. I think Green Bay wins this game like 38-14. They just can't move the fucking ball. Like it just doesn't make sense how Cincinnati has all these guys still on offense and they can't move the fucking ball. I don't understand it. I mean, I know it's just men. They have Wentz, but the ball's not moving, but men didn't move the ball at times they needed to. Cincinnati can't do it at all. So, it's a little bit weird. Then we got the 49ers at the Bucks. Tampa Bay is 2.5, over under 47.5. This is a good game on paper. I think the Bucks win though. I just think San Fran's another team. They're the Jaguars of the NFC, playing way over their heads. I just think Mayfield, I think he's gonna have a big game here. I don't know who's starting yet for the Niners. I would like maybe Mac Jones again. But I just think I think no matter who starts, it's gonna be still a good game. But give me the Bucks. I just like they're home, and I just think they're the better team. I say Tampa wins this game. I'm gonna say 34-24. I just think it's gonna be a 10-point game, or it's a 7-point game, or a 3-point game with less than like 3 minutes left, and the Bucks get in the end zone, something like that, or they kick a field goal to go up 2 scores. They're gonna milk clock, something like that. It's gonna be a good ending, but I'll take Tampa because I just like Tampa Bay. They're a dangerous team. Sunday Night Football, Lions at Chiefs. KC's 2.5, over under 51.5. I don't know what to make of this game. I just do not. Like, I can't sit here and say, well, the Lions, the Lions weird. The Lions are underdogs going. I'm going to take Detroit. I just think every time you think the Lions are going to lose against a good team like this, they win. You know what I mean? I would like to see Kansas City win because the Lions are in my division, but and I want everything to be close at the end of the year. But I just think Kansas City, just there's something missing. Their offense doesn't score enough points. It's not Mahomes' fault. You know what I mean? He doesn't have Rasheed Rice will be back next week, week 7, but they just don't score enough points. Kansas City, that's your issue. So, but it's just the toughest game to choose of the week. It could go either way. So I'm gonna say Lions here. I'll say 31-24. But if the Chiefs do win this game, it's gonna be one of those weird games, like 24-20. You know what I mean? But I just think the Lions are just. I'm going by the offenses here, but the Lions' defense is banged up. So maybe KC finally gets going. But I'm just gonna take Detroit just because. And we got this stupid shit. Monday night doubleheaders. I hate it. It's so stupid. I don't know why they keep doing it. It's hard. It's horrible. We have Bills Falcons at 7:15. Bills are 4.5. Over under is 50.5 in Atlanta. Yeah, I'll take the Bills to bounce back. I just don't see Josh Allen losing to Michael Penix. I think Bijan could be a difference in this game from it being a blowout to a close one. But I just think the Bills they have a bad taste in their mouths. I mean, who doesn't after you lose bad games like that? Shit, we lost to the Falcons 2 weeks ago. We had a bad taste. I had a bad taste in my mouth. So you don't want to lose to this Falcons team and have an even more worse taste in your mouth. I mean, the Falcons are 2-2. They're not playing too bad, but if the teams that they beat were the Vikings and the Commanders, if both of those teams are healthy, the Falcons are 0-4 right now. So Bills win. Bills win this game 31-20. A big game from Josh Allen, a big bounce back game from him. And then last game of the week, 8:15, Bears at Commanders. Commanders are 4.5. Over under is 50.5. I just think this game right here, it's a rematch of the Hail Mary from last year. But this time I think the Commanders win pretty largely. I think they beat them by more than 3 scores. I think this is a game they have full control. The Bears, I know are coming off a bye, but I just can't trust them. The Bears are just weird. I think they won this game pretty good. The Commanders. I say they put up in the 30s here. I'm gonna say 33-23. I'm gonna say a 10-point win. It might be like 33-17, and then like the Bears score a touchdown with less than 2 minutes left. I think they're going to beat them pretty good. I think the Commanders win this game pretty good. The Bears, to me, especially on the road, I just don't. I know this game was in Chicago. Okay, maybe we have a game on our hands, but I just don't see it in Washington. So, well, that's it. That's all. That's it this week. So Vikings on a bye. Just get to sit here and watch stress-free football. I gotta worry about yelling at the TV and shit. So I just gotta worry about fantasy. I'm 4-1 in one league, 2-3 in the other. But I mean, I do expect to make the playoffs and boost. Just how I operate in leagues. So that's all I got. So I know I'm trying to kept it a little bit shorter this week. 21 minute video for you guys. That's all I got. I'll see you guys back here next week. And as always, enjoy the games. And as always, Skol Vikes. Remember, best receiver in the league. All right, guys. See you next week.